We get it, bro. You're a stan turned anti. No, I mean, I want Joe Rogan to be good. Okay. Yeah, and then trans people in sports is one where he was just like, no. But most people don't really care because they either A, think trans people are weird or don't care, or B, they also hate trans people beyond the people that are just like, I don't know anything about trans people. I don't give a shit. Okay. So when he went like super hard on fucking trans people in sports, like they didn't give a shit. Weed, most people are in support of, and he was right on that issue, so they didn't give a shit. But now the thing is like basically fucking
More money.
the thing is like the vaccines. He will just not give up on his wrong takes on the vaccines. He just will not. He will not back away from it. And he has plenty of sycophants who will go on a show and tell him he's right and tell him he's smart and how brilliant he is and how that's the appropriate way to fucking be a skeptic, even though he's not a skeptic at all. The irony is that like he's getting fed the misinformation hook, line, and sinker. And even when people are
16 months,
was he right or wrong about the trans people in sports thing? Oh no, he was totally fucking wrong, in my opinion. Totally wrong about it. Like, get mad at me all you want, but and not only is it like a super unproductive conversation, but that unproductive conversation also straight up led to like a fuckload of transphobia. Because like ultimately it doesn't matter, okay? It's like constantly having the conversation of like, would you fuck a trans woman? Would you fuck a trans woman? It's like, bro, trans people's existence does not need to rely on whether they're fuckable or not, okay? Trans people's existence should not have to rely on like whether they can compete. The entire argument against trans people competing in trans girls competing in like against cis girls revolves around basically saying trans people should not compete, okay? Because ultimately it comes down to having a trans only league or some shit, okay? And that's silly as fuck. There's like 3 trans athletes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And in like separate fields. So what are they gonna do? It's not a serious subject at all. It's not. It is completely irrelevant. And that's why you never see trans athletes like fucking completely dominating. And unironically, when there is a trans athlete that like dominates to a certain level, okay, and then they lose, motherfuckers will turn around and go, well, actually, they lost on purpose so that other trans women can compete in the future. It's like, you're just pathological. Like, you don't care. That's why Joe Rogan constantly talks about fucking Fallon Fox or whatever from like 2014 when she broke someone's orbital bone, like, which breaks in fighting all the time, and like misrepresents it and fucking says that it's actually like a really difficult bone to fucking break and blah, blah, blah. It's just like so stupid. It just comes down to trans people are being deceptive and they're lying and they're doing it for attention and they're doing it to fucking win competitions. And it's like, yeah, be trans then. Undergo HRT right now. It's the same exact argument for gay people, okay? It's just that it's inappropriate and unacceptable in society, in civilized society, to fucking shit on gay people in the same way. So they just moved on to trans people. They moved the fucking goalposts to trans people in the exact same bullshit, okay? It's literally like, yeah, you hate gay people? Suck a cock. Come on. You think gay people are doing it for attention? Suck a dick. Be gay. Become gay. If it's a choice, just become gay. Choose to be gay for one day. If being trans is a choice, then choose to be trans. Just be, be trans. Get some HRT, just get fucking forcibly feminized. And let's see how it works. It's the same exact arguments. I literally do not care if trans women have a competitive advantage. That's the difference too. I don't think they do, but if they did, I still wouldn't care. I'm also an advocate for PEDs too, so you're you're not gonna find like people are saying they definitely do. I mean, there isn't. Studies have been conducted on whether or not trans athletes actually have a significant competitive advantage, and they don't. There is not enough evidence to suggest that trans athletes, trans women in general, because let's be real, nobody gives a fuck about trans men, by the way. Like absolutely zero people give a fuck about. Like, there was a trans boy that was fucking dominating high school wrestling, and no one cared. Not a single person talked about it. There's also, because there's like the misogynistic element there too. It's just such a weird thing. Like, I don't care. I especially don't care about like high school female sports. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I just, why are you acting like this is the
6 months?
This is so significant in your life. Just let fucking young trans girls perform and compete. Like, the fuck? They already have enough that they're dealing with. Okay? It's just so stupid. It's like, no, it's about the ethics in high school female competition. You're fucking weird, okay? You're a weirdo. The other thing that people need to do is they should be forced to watch all the games. Two things. Okay, if you think trans people are doing it for attention or winning athletic competitions, one, you have to be forcibly feminized immediately. Okay, you have to have the queer Marxist brigade come into your house and at gunpoint start inoculating you with HRT. Okay, immediate gender confirmation therapy, and in that process, you are forced. Literally, you have to sit there like Clockwork Orange style, with your eyes like fucking opened up like this. You have to be forced to watch high school women's volleyball or whatever the fuck is your main point. You have to do that for 4 hours a day. Shut the fuck up. You do not care. The only thing you care about that in that equation is that, ooh, trans people, icky. I don't like it. And that's it. It just like starts and ends at like, ooh, ew, trans people. That's the problem you have. You don't care. You literally do not care. Anyway. Of course, I agree with you, but I think their clapback would be, what would I tell your 11-year-old daughter? What do you tell your 11-year-old daughter when she loses to a boy? Well, that's not a boy. So maybe you shouldn't fucking, try to hide the truth that trans people fucking exist from your 11-year-old daughter, because she's going to grow up to fucking resent you after she watches the Hasan broadcast. It's just the truth. You didn't lose to a boy.
Tries so hard to be like him on his own trash podcast, lol.
Can you imagine? By the way, the irony of like 11. Okay, so you're telling me that like some parents have decided to put their 11-year-old trans daughter on hormone blockers, like they've allowed their 11-year-old daughter to be on hormone blockers. You think that person has a competitive advantage? They quite literally do not. That's the whole purpose of hormone blockers early on, is to, and it's also something that you can reverse as well. But like, that is quite literally the point of hormone blockers, okay? So, that's cool.
"4 months.
Okay, does anyone have the fucking Joshua Zip's video? I'd like to see the Joshua Zip